Good morning, everyone. Thank you for staying with us as well today for this Wednesday live streaming on Facebook, directly from the RVR headquarters in Italy, in Bologna, where we are live every Wednesday, bringing you information from the FM world, from our products, connecting from different sides of the world with clients and vendors, distributors, listening what's happening in the FM market worldwide. This week, there's something different. We're gonna have a deep look, a technical training on one of our products, and we are going to use our internal person just to have this in-depth look on the basic information on the TEX Series, our compact transmitter. As you know, this year we are not gonna attend any workshop and any show, so it will be a different way to get in contact with you. We're gonna let you show our factory. You know, we are manufacturing FM transmitters since 1979, but not only, as well antennas, filters, combiners. So we're going to do this live program every Wednesday, just taking the opportunity to stay connected with you here, live on Facebook and live on tape as well on the other social media platform from RVR Elettronica. For this reason, today I have the pleasure to have here with me from the customer service department my colleague Giulio Becciani, in charge for maintenance and customer service. He will get an in-depth look on this unit. Hi Giulio, welcome here.
Hello Matteo, hello everyone.
So what we are gonna show you today to the engineers connected, and what kind of information you are going to provide us.
So today I want to talk about how to start up the TEX Series transmitter exciters. So because many people ask me, or maybe have doubts about how to operate correctly them, or maybe give me some information when they have problems. So basically all the TEX Series have the same interface, so we will use only a single model, and I want to explain you how to do the basic connection. Maybe this is not for the expert people, but for the less expert, and they have to install or maintain or check our transmitters.
So on which unit are we going to work today?
So today we will work with the TEX 30 LCD, because this is the only for a practical reason, I mean, because is the smallest one. So we will use this one because it's easier to use it in an office. Okay.
So we're going to work on this unit, but the things you are going to show us, they can be applied to any TEX Series model, right?
Exactly.
Okay, great. So we're going to see the unit.
Yeah. This is the main screen of the TEX LCD. The panel is the same for all the types, from the 30 watts to the 3.5 kilowatt. They have the same display, same lights, same buttons. And this is the main screen where you could see the modulation and the forward power. Those are the most important values you could check at a glance when you look at the exciter. So what are the basic things to do? So apart from branching it to the AC line, that's obvious, I want to show you the rear of the equipment first, because I want to explain where to connect things.
Okay, so let's turn the unit and
see. Sorry. Okay, this is the back where you could, and those are the audio connections. So all the TEX Series have the stereo coder built in. So what it means, it means that you could use an MPX signal, so a composite audio signal directly from your studio or stereo coder, what you have, and branch it directly, and this is its input. Or you see it's written MPX on the lower part here. Or you could switch on the internal stereo coder, and you could branch the left and right inputs with two XLR connectors. The other connectors are used for the SCA, so the service inputs, like the RDS signal, for example, or other things. And this one is the pilot output when the stereo coder is selected. And this is normally used to sync the RDS code, the external RDS coder, if used. All the inputs are for 2.2 volt peak and in volt, and inserting such signal means you will have 75 kilohertz in modulation. Every input could be adjusted, because if you have a different kind of signal, bigger or smaller, you could adjust. Each input you see have his own adjust trimmer, also the left and right, and the range is from plus 12 to minus 12 dB, and could be adjusted to have 75 kilohertz in deviation. Okay, this one is the RF output and the RF test. Important for the RF test, this is only to check this modulation. It's not to be used, well, for 30 watt it's not important, but for the bigger one also. You don't have to use this RF test for power measurement, because it's not calibrated. Many people try to use this and say it's not the correct output power, but this is only for if you have to check with your spectrum analyzer, if you have oscillation, if you have harmonics and so on, but not to measure the power, especially for the bigger transmitters. Okay, then you have the fan and the AC line. This one is the fuse, if you could be broken, and this one is the main switch. So switching this to 0, everything is off. Also if you switch on from the front panel. So this one is the most important. Leave it on. Okay. I will speak about the all other things or options later. Okay.
Okay, just a second. For all that are connecting right now, we are showing today the startup's operation on the TEX Compact Series transmitter and exciters. So Giulio Becciani from customer service is showing us how to start up the unit, which are the basic procedure to put the unit over the air, and we're gonna overview later on troubleshooting, alarms management, and everything you need to know on the unit. And if you have questions, since we are live, you can type directly in this Facebook chat commenting this video, and we're going to reply time by time during this live program. Okay, Giulio, you can continue.
Okay, so I explained, I told you how to connect the audio. So how to start the transmitter. Here, when you connect the audio, you will see here the modulation bar going up and down. You see these 3 dots here? This one means 75 kilohertz in deviation. So if you give more audio, you will see the bar filling over. So up to 130 kilohertz is the other limit. So please check also your audio if it stays in the parameters. And this one is the forward power indication. So how to raise the forward power? You have to click once to light up the display if it's not lit, and then press the enter. You see the modulation became set. So this is the set value for the power. So if I go up, you will change the output power. Now why is not going up? That's because if you press ESC, you go in the menu. Function is the first menu. You see power off. Normally we ship the equipment like this. So this to prevent unwanted output power emission. So you see the triangle here. You could move it, okay, inside the menu. But you go to the first. You click on. I don't know if the fan is. You see. Now it's 8 watt. 8 watt because this is the 100% means 30 watt. Now if I go up, you will see the power raising.
So there's a scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
30 watt. This is the same. On older equipment, you will not have the percentage, but you will have a bar filling. Practically is the same procedure, but you don't have the numbers, but you have a lot of lines filling up from 0 to the 100%. I will lower a little because I have a small dummy load, so I don't want to burn it. In any case, okay, now it's working. If the audio is injected, you will transmit your program. What about the rest of the things? So, a quick view. On, the LED on means there is the internal voltage, it's okay. The lock means the PLL is locked on the frequency you selected, so those two has to be on always when you check the equipment. Fallback is the limitation. This LED is lit when you have some trouble, could be too much current on the RF stage, or maybe too much reflected on the antenna, and give you some indication there's a alarm condition. RF mute is the interlock, so there is a BNC on the back, and if shorted to ground, it stops the emission of the RF. Let me show you. If I short it, you see, goes to 0, and RF mute is lit. If I remove, the RF slowly goes to the selected value. Okay, let's take a look at the menu. If you press ESC, you will go to the menu. Okay, FNC is the function, power amplifier, set is for the frequency, various mixes for the various settings, version of the software, left and right modulation, FSK if used in your country. So about the FNC menu, you will have the power on, we just saw this early, mod. This one is the scale of the modulation bar. So normally is by 1, because it means on the 3 dots you see here, those 3 dots, now it's no audio, okay, because there is no audio input. On these 3 dots you have 75 kilohertz. If you set power by 10, it means the same the same 3 dots means 7.5 kilohertz, so 10 times more. This could be used to check if you have the pilot tone present, for example. Sorry. Then PGD and PGR. So what are those? On the back you have a DB15 for the telemetry. Sorry, for the telemetry. So PGD and PGR are especially PGDs correspond to a contact on the back and gives you indication about the power. So when the power goes over the threshold you set here, 50%, he will close a contact on the back, and so you will have an indication the power is okay. So the contact will be open when the power drops below the threshold you select. In this case it's 15 watt. This is useful if you have to check the status of remotely of your exciter or transmitter. Same thing for the R, for the reflected. You see when you press, you could change the value. 10 is the maximum. Okay, PWR.
So what we are seeing is the basic operation on the TEX Series, how to start up the unit and how to operate the unit from scratch when you open the box for the first time and you put your unit in your transmitter site. With me, there's Giulio Becciani from Customer Service Department. He's showing us everything. You can comment, you can type us questions directly here on Facebook, and we are going to answer you in case you have doubts or you have some question you need to solve during your days of installation, and there's something you need to know on our unit. We are going to reply today with Giulio Becciani from the Customer Service Department here in RVR Elettronica. Okay, Giulio, what's next on this unit?
So yeah, I mean, to put on air the equipment, it's okay to raise the power and branch the audio, but it's always good to check the voltage and current of the final stage. Sorry, I shut it off. Yeah, to check here voltage and current. So and maybe take a look at the test report who's coming with the equipment, if you have the same values, only to be sure everything is okay and you don't have problems. Other thing, you see the efficiency and the temperature. So when you have to contact me, in the worst case you have some problems, please always contact me with the serial number of the equipment and all the data you could retrieve from the equipment, because those are the first thing I will ask you in the first reply. So if you write me more information possible, I will try to be more precise and more fast in the answer and trying to solve your problem. Okay? Set. This menu you could change the frequency. Sorry, I forgot. This one has to be done first, because when you branch it to the antenna, maybe you have a complex antenna system and you have to adjust the frequency. So here you press enter, you see the 3 triangles. Here you could change the frequency. When the frequency is okay, you press enter, you see the lock LED goes off, that means the PLL is moving, and he will return on once locked, and the output power will raise according to your parameters. Mix. This is the I2C bus. This is the address of the communication bus of the equipment. So for a standalone equipment you could leave one, it's no use. This is used when you have a telemetry system, for example, and you need to read more equipments branched all on the same bus. VRS is the version of the software where you could see the software version, the date, and that's the table file, because all the card here are practically the same, and we change only a small file inside in order to be used on a specific equipment. So you see the TEX 30 is for this one, you have TEX 300, TEX 500, TEX 700, and basically the table file gives all the information to the CPU to match the values in his input and translate them in values you could read, maybe 700 watts or 30 watts here in this case. Left, right, in case you are using left and right inputs because you're using the internal stereo coder, here you could see the 2 levels. Here also the 0 for the audio. So if your audio arrive here, you will have 75 kilohertz in modulation. Last one is the FSK. FSK is used in the US, and if you want you could use it, it's available, and here you could adjust the code to be transmitted.
It's an option in
Yeah.
the unit. Yes.
That's all. So it's quite simple. I mean, all the TEX equipment are very simple to maintain and manage because they are very practical. And
so basically you are saying that when we open our box for the first time, the unit is set up at 0%
always
output, so it's safe to turn it on and is not going to broadcast anything unless you are going to get into the specific menu and put the power to the 100%.
Exactly. So you could switch it on safely and branch all the things you need, and no worry about the output power, no problem. And I have to say also, all our equipment, if you forget to branch the antenna, they will suffer no damage because they are internally protected. Okay. So they will lower their output power in order to match the maximum SWR permitted. So no damage.
So they are going like in a safe standby mode. Like they are
yeah,
going
not
to
standby,
lower
they
their
continue
own
to
power.
transmit, but maybe a less power.
Okay. So to prevent any burnout.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And talking about the options available on this unit, I know there's iSebu input.
Yeah, I will show you. So there are many options you could use, or you could ask. Okay, here. So what you could have telemetry. Let's talk about telemetry. You could have GSM telemetry, and you see here the space for the GSM modem. or maybe only the RS-232.
Okay.
If you don't want the modem, you could branch it with the direct connection with your PC. Or you could have this one. You see the AES EBU Toslink and the adjust. This one is for the digital audio input. This is a special card when you could connect the XLR AES EBU or the optical one. And here you will have to adjust for the left and right channels. This one is some sort of transparent. I mean, there is no menu who could help you choose which input to use. This is done on the Blues 30, not here. So if you branch the digital one, he will be the first one to be broadcasted. If it's not present, the AES EBU signal, he will switch back to the analog one.
Just to get some more information for the people that are connecting right now in this moment, we are live from the RVR headquarters here in Italy, in Bologna. My name is Matteo Castagnoli. With me there's Giulio Becciani today from the customer service department, and we are showing the startup operation on the TEX 30 LCDS series. It's the smallest unit in terms of power from the TEX series. It can be used as an exciter and as well as a compact transmitter. We carry here in the studio just the TEX 30 just because it's very easy to handle, but what we were showing you today, it's valid for all the TEX series. And I do remember something very important. They are remembering us, some viewers. So those units are low power FM certified for US and Industry Canada. So FCC certified and EC certified for Canada. Both certified these units, the 30 watt, but as well for United States and Canada, all the units from the TEX series are LPFM certified. So you can get from us any model from 30 watt to 3.5 kilowatt with the proper certification, up to 1 kilowatt for low power stations certified FCC and DC. So that's something important. We are giving a special promotion this time in this period on all these units for any country and for all that needs to broadcast in this emergency period. So with Giulio Becciani, we are reviewing the connection on this unit. We are talking about input power, audio input, telemetry, and other options available on this unit.
Yeah. So this one, as I told before, told you, is the AES EBU card space, and this is for the telemetry, for the GSM telemetry. If you want, this equipment could be fitted also with the web telemetry with SNP features, and here you will have the space for the RJ45 connector, and this one are options. I mean, if you have a different telemetry, you see it. This one is service RDS. So another option is the RDS coder. So this one will be used for RDS programming with our software. And this one is for the modem. Sometimes people ask us for the external modem. So this one is used to give supply voltage to the modem itself.
We have a couple of questions. So the first question is, which is the basic telemetry available on the basic package? Okay, Zelico, the telemetry is an option. We have several versions of web telemetry or different kind of telemetry, serial, GSM, and web. On the web, we have a complete, including battery and battery charger, and the basic one. So you can ask about one of those options when you're placing your order. So we're going to put inside the unit the web telemetry you need. In the standard unit, there's no web telemetry included, since we're going to prefer to give an extremely interesting price for the clients that needs just to broadcast. And for those clients just looking for the option, they can order the option at the time they're going to place their order, and we're going to put one of the available telemetry option. The second question is for you, Giulio, and they want to see one more time the startup operation in the front panel, asking how long does it take when you press the ESC button to enter in the power in the power section and raise it up and
Okay.
gain the power. So
We'll show you again.
Yes, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Hold on a second that I turn the equipment and switch it on again.
Un saludo a los amigos de Ecuador, a Cristian Guanizo. Gracias por estar con nosotros hoy día. Estamos haciendo esta capacitación en inglés, así que mucha gente la puede mirar y entender, y la estamos haciendo con nuestro departamento de soporte técnico, con Giulio Becciani, que se encarga como jefe acá en fábrica de la parte de soporte técnico para todos los clientes de RBR. We are showing today the basic startup operation. Giulio is going to show again how to put the unit
To raise the power.
and to raise the power. So yes, we're going to show it again.
So press the enter button until the writing here from mod goes to set. It's about a couple of seconds. Press, you see, and then you press the right arrow, you will see going up. It starts almost immediately and have a slow ramp to achieve the power you selected. That's
Okay.
all. If you leave it like here, like this, he will return back, auto setting the value, or you press enter and he will return on the modulation display. That's all.
Okay. Is there something else, like some tricks or something specific we need to know on the unit, on the audio input, or how to adjust the audio level? Sometimes clients are asking how to adjust the audio level.
Yeah. So I normally advise to do the adjustment not with the program audio, because it's continuously changing, so it's not easy to achieve the best match for your audio and the input.
Okay.
So what I advise normally is to have a tone. Maybe you could use a tone generator, or maybe all the people are using PC and generating tones, and branch here on the back on the BNC of the MPX, for example, or left or right, and feed the audio and check directly here how much is the audio on the modulation bar. So when your audio will when you adjust the input and the bar will go to the 75 marker, you will know that's the correct audio adjustment.
Okay, so what Giulio is saying, it's very important how to set up the audio input in the proper way, the proper level. So it's not just using music or something that is changing quickly, is to use a tone generator and set up the unit according to the tone generator and the audio level you are getting in that moment.
Yeah, sometimes people, so I know that maybe stereo coders or audio processors have also the possibility to broadcast a tone, so maybe it's better to use this function, and also the equipment will be set correctly with the amount of audio you choose, and then adjust the audio on the text correctly.
Okay, they are saying usually people are stuck with that enter long press, so they end up in normal menu instead of power raise mode. Cheers from Sarajevo. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'll do this every day, so for me it's normal, but I could understand this. Many people ask me about how to raise the power. Could be tricky, but once you get friendly with the procedure, it's very easy. It's only a matter to keep it pressed until the first row changes. That's the most important. A different thing is, you see now the display, it's darker because it's a power save of the display. So if you press enter now, our friend tells the truth. He will stay here. He will not change, because if you press it once, you will light only the display up, not entering the function. You see, I keep pressed. No, this one, yes, because they made a smarter software, but for the old one, he will stay with a light up the display and do nothing. So you see on the new equipment, you press in any case and he will change to the setting menu.
Okay, so for all those are following us here live on Facebook from the RVR headquarters in Italy, welcome. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday. As usual, today we are not flying virtually to any country. We are staying home here on our headquarters, taking the time to oversee all the basic information on the TEX series, and with Giulio Becciani from our customer service department, we are overseeing all the tricks and tips we can use just to run the unit in the proper way. So Giulio, what kind of things you can show us always in the menu, something that an engineer needs to know, like something useful?
We could talk about the audio settings on the back, for example, because there is another tricky thing I could explain.
Okay.
So I will switch it off and turn it again.
And while you are turning, we are like remember to the people that those units, specifically the one we are showing you today, are FCC certified for US and EC Industry Canada certified. So we are fully compliant in broadcast with this unit in North America.
Okay, so you see those deep switches. So here you could change the settings. As I told before, you have an internal stereo coder inside, so you could switch it on or off according to your needs, because the TEX, all the audio inputs are merged together. So if you forget the stereo coder on and insert a composite signal with the stereo code, with the pilot tone, they will be merged inside, and maybe you could have your car radio showing the stereo signal going up and down, up and down, up and down, because they clash together. So the two pilot tones clash together because they are not synced. So check according to what kind of signal, audio signal you want to transmit. Check if you want the internal stereo coder or not. For example, here you see mode, this one, stereo mono. This is the trickiest thing. Stereo, that means internal stereo coder is on. Mono means internal stereo coder is off. But you could transmit stereo if you branch here an MPX composite signal. This is like this from 20 years, I think, I don't know, but they never change it. But now everyone knows it. So switching this dip switch, right or left, changes this setting. The second one is the NPX input. Normally it's on 10 kilo ohm, because you don't need to have 50 ohm, for maybe it's used for longer cable, but normally 10 kilo ohm is okay. That's the pre-emphasis. You could have, looking at this one, depending on your country needs, you could switch between 50 and 75 microseconds. This one is done once before installing, or maybe you ask. Normally, RVR change the pre-emphasis when knows where the equipment will go. If it goes,
so which is the final destination of
the
transmitter.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a couple of questions. So there's people asking us what comes with the transmitter in the package. So what
the transmitter,
okay,
and a power cord.
Okay, and the test report.
The test report is always, you see here, you see this envelope on the upper part.
Yeah,
that's the test report. Always.
And they're asking us as well, why test report?
Always, and also we put the homologation.
Okay, so depending on the country, it comes with specific documents.
Yeah. For Europe and Italy, we put also the sheet with the homologation for the.
Okay, so the proper documents for the regulations. They're asking us if the package safe. Yes, it's safe. It's depending on the unit you are getting. You can get a cardboard with a proper safety package, or a crate, or a unit over a pallet. So we have several ways to ship our units depending on the weight on the unit, and as well on the type of shipment we are organizing.
Another thing I want to say is, if you're not, some people they check the equipment and they say, okay, the frequency is not correct, maybe it's a little shifted, or I want to make adjustment. You could, because, for example, here, this one, you see, carrier frequency adjust, and there's a trimmer. If you adjust it, you could slightly change
the carrier frequency. So if you're not satisfied, or maybe it's a little shifted compared to your instrumentation, you could adjust it a little with this one. Then about the stereo,
it's a mechanical trimmer.
It's a trimmer. It's a trimmer. Yes, you do mechanically with a screwdriver, a flat screwdriver. Same for the pilot level and phase adjust. Here for the stereo coder, you could adjust the pilot level if you're not satisfied, and the phase of the pilot. Sometimes that's a common thing. So when you measure the stereo, the crosstalk, and every instrumentation gives his own results. So if you want to match, change the pilot phase, and you will have you will see the measurements are correct as displayed on the test report. Another thing is here, those connectors. So this one is the interlock. So when you short this to ground, as I show you before with the display, when you short it to ground, you will stop the transmission. It will block, and the RF mute LED will lit on the front panel. This one is the remote connector or telemetry, where you have basic information about the equipment, like some voltages about forward reflected voltage and current, and then you have two special inputs adjustable with this one, so you could adjust the you could do a loop from the output power measurements and loop it inside those inputs, and do a limitation of the output power. Well, it's not useful under 30 watt, but many people ask me how to basically adjust the output power, or lock the output power, or maybe move the output power remotely or with a timer or something like that. So you could adjust the threshold of the output power here and use the two inputs. And
so we can basically, if a client is not buying the RTC, the real-time clock function that allows to schedule the power change, we can do it mechanically with a timer.
If he's not interested in the sophisticated way, he could do it basically with a timer, because he's not caring about when doing what, and could be done here.
So the unit gets the command and lower the power.
Yeah, when you short two pins together, practically, you limit the output power.
Okay. Good to know. So for all the people having one of our TEX unit without the RTC, the real-time clock that allows to schedule at a specific time the change of power, normally lower power during the night for like lowering your electricity bill, you can define, you can set up this way with an external timer just to send a command to the unit to lower the power at a specific time.
I suggest not to go below 3 dB loss. I mean, if you're using a TEX 500, not to go below 250, because sometimes it's not reaching, you couldn't reach, you couldn't go so low. Maybe it's better to use a different kind of, maybe the RTC, because you select the exact amount of power and he goes from 1 watt to the maximum, for example. This is like a trick, to do the same thing, but...
Good to know, and for this reason, that's why today we have Giulio Becciani from our customer service department, the person that basically answers to all the requests incoming from most of the worlds, most of the regions where we operate, 150 countries in the world where RVR its presence with its own transmitters, and it's broadcasting since 1979. So today we are reviewing the basic operation on how to start up for the first time a TEX unit, a compact transmitter or exciter, and we are revealing some tricks related to the unit. On the internal menus, we have seen how to adjust some trimmers in the back. So Giulio, do you have any other things you want to show us on this unit? We have just 5 minutes left, so I want to thank you as well, all the clients and engineers from Italy as well, from Latin America, from Africa, Europe. So we have many people connected watching this live show. So hi guys, gracias a todos por estar con nosotros hoy día.
No, I don't have. If there are not other questions, I mean, those are the basic function.
Yeah.
I know maybe everyone has his own special things to ask.
Yeah. So we were seeing the TEX 30 LCDS. Can you recap the main function on this unit and as a compact transmitter and as well as an exciter?
Yes, I think this one is very quick to use and to maintain and to start up, because you see, as I show, it's very easy to branch the audio, adjust it, and also to adjust the output power. So I think that's the compact for a reason. I mean, it's not so sophisticated, for example, with a PTX LCD where you could change everything, all the audio inputs and all the things, but being a compact one, needs only a little adjustment with a screwdriver, and that's all, and it will work. This is valid also for the 30 to the 3.5 kilowatt, no problem. They will work the same way.
Yeah, and for the other units, like we were showing, the TEX 30 is a certified unit for North America and Canada, so it comes with the FCC stickers and as well the Industry Canada stickers, so with the proper code. This is one of the models we have certified for North America and Canada, so everyone low power station that needs to buy a unit, this is the time. We have a special promotion all year long up to the end of this year for low power station looking to buy small power transmitter from 30 watt to 1 kilowatt in a special pricing, available in store in Miami and in Chicago, in different places of the world, available for direct shipment. So thank you, Giulio, for staying with us, for letting us know everything about this unit. We do remember, like, everyone that has a question can write us visiting our website www.rvr.it. And Giulio, which are the other things you should recommend on this unit, if there's something else?
Well, a good ventilation, especially for the bigger one, and you always try to have a good environment for the transmitter, because dust and humidity are always the enemy, as I say.
Okay, so wherever it will be installed in the world, good ventilation and a clean place for the installation, right?
Yes, yes.
So thank you again
for
your time, your patience in explaining us everything today. We are gonna see you next week. We're gonna fly virtually to a different country. We're gonna go in Asia, in Philippines, probably talking about the FM world and our products, about several installations in Philippines. We are gonna review with a dealer special promotion running in this moment in a specific region. So we're gonna talk about many things, always here, live on streaming on Facebook and live on tape on YouTube, Instagram and LinkedIn. Thank you again for staying with us. See you next week. My name is Matteo Castagnoli. I'm in charge for the Americas, and I'm gonna bring you live every week something else, something new about our products and about the experience on our products worldwide with clients and distributors. Thank you again. See you next Wednesday.